Real dope dealers for real.
Hey, this is Boys in the Office. Yes, it has been a long time. Too long. Boys in the Office, we are back. Correction, half of us are back. This is the quick take, 30 minutes, just of hot topics that we're giving you. It's been a long time. Too long. So this is a quick take. We're just trying to get our brand back out there, trying to work. You know, life has been giving us some challenges, trying to hold us down, but we're coming back. It was too many hot topics out there for us to be quiet. So we're bringing the brand back. And this is the quick take. 30 minutes of hot topics that we're giving you. Traffic, bathroom, washing your face, all of that. Take a listen to the quick take here at Boys in the Office. Again, follow us, Facebook, Boys in the Office with a Z, BoyzNTheOffice, or at Twitter, we're at Boys in the Office, or email us at boysintheoffice@gmail.com if you want to say, hey, good show, bad show, here's some topics, questions I had, or anything. Hey, we just hit us up, boysintheoffice@gmail.com. We're there. So this is a quick take, and as we only have 30 minutes, we can get right into it. So it's summertime. Well, it's getting to be summertime, like June 20th, but it's on the way. And summertime entails graduations. Shout out to all the 2017 graduates. Congratulations. Shout out to, I don't know, I just drew a blank because I was thinking of it. Congratulations. But anyway, I'm sorry. Just went off on a tangent. Shout out to the producer Scrappy on that one. But graduations. It entails concerts. That's what the summertime is. It's graduations, it's concerts. And it entails that basketball season is over with. Nobody watches baseball, so we're getting so ready for football that we can't stand it. So that's what the summertime brings, and that's what we're going to get to today in the quick take. So, graduates, again, congratulations, 2017 graduates, and shout out to all those graduates from Orlando at Bethune Cookman College. That was a graduation you all had. I don't know if that's ever really happened before. I don't know, but to those who are not in the know, it's pretty hard not to be in the know, but let's say you're not. So Betsy Devos, the Secretary of Education, part of the Trump administration, there's pushback against her because of, one, her background, that they're saying she has really no education like background as far as to be in this role. Not that, you know, that she just has a Bachelor of Science. She doesn't have a master's. She doesn't have a doctorate. She has no experience in being a leader in this education format. The concern is that she's possibly going to take money away from the HBCU community, from other programs that may be directed towards minorities or those underserved. And so she's basically a polarizing person who, bringing her into an environment like an HBCU graduation could be questioned. But yet and still, the president, Edison Jackson, brought her in and said, hey, Betsy, come on down and be our commencement speaker. And you know what? I get it. I understand, because I can get the rationale. It's basically, he probably went up to D.C. They took that picture with Kellyanne Conway and Trump. All the HBCU presidents were all congregating in that room. And then, you know, he was just probably thinking like, I don't want to just bring in that same old UNCF or NAACP person. Who can I bring in who might bring us some money to the school in some way, shape, or form? Ding, ding, ding. Light bulb, Betsy Devos. So goes out and asks Betsy Devos to be the commencement speaker. Now, there had to be something in his head. It had to be that where we're in this climate of Black Lives Matter or all this, you know, unrest, you know, almost living in like two Americas, you know, where race is such a big topic, that, and with the whole Trump administration, that there had to be some pause to where, I mean, Edison had to think like, this might not go too well, but it wasn't like that. He was almost like he was playing a game of spades, and he held on to the little joker all the way to the end of the game. And then, though it is the little joker, it does carry some prominence. He waited all the way to the end and then laid it down like, ha, I'm about to get this last book. Like, yes, this is a good one. And I get it. It brings, Betsy Devos is like that little joker. It has some power behind it. You bring it in the Secretary of Education. It brings articles. It brings buzz about your school. That's what happens because of it. Just like that little joker, it has a little buzz to it. But then the students came right back around and hit with the big joker, like, bow, laid it down, like, ha, we're not having this. Turned their backs to her, started booing her. Betsy came on the stage, couldn't even get 2 words out before, boo, Betsy, boo. You don't even know what Betsy really said in her speech. Betsy could have said this could have been her opening statement. We wouldn't know. Betsy could have said, hello, Bethune Cookman. Hello. Boo! And then you can just drop some Whitney on them. I do believe that the children are our future. You taught them well, Bethune, and let them lead the way. She could have opened with that. Anybody else lead with that during a commencement speech? They getting some, all right now, and some high fives and claps. Instead, Betsy just got boos. Edison set her up. This was almost like a Marion Barry setup, right? And she wasn't ready. She had to know, but she really wasn't. She wasn't ready. She wasn't. And so that's partly Edison's fault for bringing her into that environment. But you know who else's fault that is? That's our fault here at the Boys in Office with the Quick Take. Because if we would have had a show out maybe around March or April, then the people would have heard our criteria for picking a commencement speaker. And then by hearing the criteria, they then would go out to try to actively pursue a commencement speaker who meets our criteria. Thus entail avoiding this situation. Because we have 3 criteria to make a good commencement speaker. Number 1, they have to be Instagrammable. That's a word just came up with that. But basically what Instagrammable means is your students, alumni, faculty, whatever, they should want to take a picture with that commencement speaker. Put it on their social media. That then expands your brand as a university. It's a win-win situation. Because that's what this whole commencement speaking thing is about, is expanding your brand. That's why you bring in a big name. You're not bringing it in for the content of the speech. A lot of people who can give like content of the speech, give you a good speech. A lot of students out there who getting diplomas can give you a good speech about struggle, perseverance, about, having 2 kids and then still coming up there and being summa cum laude, or I left school for 20 years, I came back and I got my diploma. Those are stories that help you, that are good in terms of speaking to an audience and going to an audience of people who are going out in life and not knowing what life is going to present to them. You give them some direction and give them a path. You got a lot of good speakers already out there, but that's not what you want. You don't want content. You don't. You want a name that's going to win the crowd. And if you're a national brand, you want a national name who will win the crowd. Right. So number 1, this national name that's going to win the crowd has to be Instagrammable. And number 2, your auntie has to know who they are. Right. If your auntie says, or I don't know who that is, that's not a good look. You want your auntie to be excited for that commencement speaker. Because if they're excited, other people are as well. And the last factor is the Keith Sweat factor has to be met. It has to last forever. It has to make it last forever. All of that. Know that all of that has to be met. You can't be having a commencement speaker that in 7 years you forgot. That's like a gift that you gave and you're just like, oh, what about that toast I gave you? What? Right. There's a difference with a commencement speaker. It can be a good commencement speaker or a good gift, bad gift, or a lazy gift that the university then gives to the students. So let's look at Betsy Devos. And it's our fault, Edison. It's on us. Because if you would have listened to our criteria, you would have known, 1, you did get a national name. Right. That's good. And you did meet the criteria of making it last forever. Right. You did. Because Betsy Devos, that will last forever. Those students won't never forget that. But she's definitely not Instagrammable. And your auntie, when asked, hey, who's going to be your speaker? Betsy Devos it's either like with a frown face or So that's not the reaction. That's only one of the 3 criteria that's been met. So that wouldn't have been a good speaker. And so then you move on from that, Edison. You try to see who else can we reach out to. We're in Orlando. Maybe you reach out to Grant Hill. He meets all three of those criteria. Huh? All right. Maybe you reach out to Myron Rolle. Huh? The neurosurgeon, the one who's going the Rhodes Scholar. He's in Florida. He just finished med school. He meets all three criteria. How well would that have gone for you, Bethune Cookman? Just like the opposite. Would have been all the students listening. Everybody, like, you getting media attention. You're bringing in Myron Rolle, a medical school graduate, to speak at your university graduation, and he would have done a great job. Myron Rolle, Edison. Myron Rolle. You're welcome. But that's on us, Edison. That's on us. That's not on you. So, shout out to the producer Scrappy again, just like killing it right now. Giving this list of the HBCU commencement speakers, and this is a pretty long list. And shout out to all of those who attended like PWIs or private white institutions. It's really too many of those. We only have 30 minutes. This is a quick take, so we can't get into all of those. So shout out to you, Scrappy, for giving us this list of commencement speakers for HBCU. And then we're going to go and basically, we can go ahead and critique these and basically look and see, was this a good gift as a commencement speaker, a bad gift, or a lazy gift? All right. So, you know what? Let's just start with the bad news first. Let's just start with the bad gifts on this list then. So we already, we established Betsy Devos. We won't just keep hitting her upside the head. But yeah, this one is a bad one. Yeah. Suno. Yes, Suno, you didn't pick a good one. Sorry. Sally Ann Roberts does not know. She's a bad pick. She's a bad gift for a commencement speaker. I don't even really, her speech can be whatever, but that's a bad gift. You don't give Sally Ann Roberts to your students. Reason being is, let's go through the criteria. She's not a national name. She's known in Louisiana just as a, no shade on those who do the news. No shade on you. Not at all. But Sally Ann Roberts is more so known for being Robert Roberts' sister than she is for being on the news. Right. So she's not known. If you ask your cousin, correct, let's go through our criteria. Here we go. Ask your auntie, hey, Sally Ann Roberts is going to be the commencement speaker. Who? Didn't meet the auntie test. Nope. Will she last forever? No. In about 3 years, you're going to forget that Sally Ann Roberts was even the speaker. Right. Is she Instagrammable? No. Well, correction. Some people will get pictures with her, but it'll only get about 10 likes because a lot of people who are your friends or whatever on Instagram, they don't really know who Sally Ann Roberts is. So that's like getting Marlon Jackson, like giving Marlon Jackson on the stage and you had a Janet Jackson concert. Right. You wouldn't do that. So why Sally Ann Roberts? See, this is what I mean. The university presidents, you need to go out and be proactive. This is some thought. This is a gift. You want to have a good gift. That's a bad gift. Why not go after Michael Smith from ESPN? He's from Louisiana. Have him speak at your graduation, and he meets the criteria, right? Instagrammable, auntie knows who he is. Get the one on Sports Center at 6 o'clock, and it lasts forever because you see him on TV, and you're like, hey, he was our commencement speaker, and people don't believe him. Yeah, he was, and see that criteria met. See, that's on us, Suno. So Suno, that's us, Boys in the Office. Quick take, hit us up, follow us, Boys in the Office with a Z. You're welcome. Okay, we're getting back to this list again. Ooh, Jasmine Guy. Yeah, that's a bad pick. That's a bad gift. Voorhees College, bad gift. I'm sorry. It's a bad gift. No. And I know what you're thinking, and that's kind of harsh, but it is. Those students only know Different World from reruns. That's it. And Different World doesn't have the same impact as it did 20 years ago. I'm sorry. That's 20 years ago. Whatever Jasmine Guy did on the quad or is doing on the quad, you like, who? And let's go through the criteria. Is she Instagrammable? I guess with some people. But does that get Voorhees College any more like shout outs on Instagram? It really doesn't. Does she meet the make it last forever criteria? Not really. Because in about 7 years, you're going to forget that Jasmine Guy was your speaker.